Good morning, Bellows Falls, and welcome to the feed. It's Mike and Marty. Happy anniversary, Marty.
Thank you.
Big shout out there, 3 years. Nice job. We're here with Chad Illingworth today. We're going to be talking about some Terrier Pride things, but first, Marty's going to give us local events.
A lot of local events today. So the Opera House will be reopening for movies. The first movie that they're going to have, which I may have already missed because I think I misread it, is Mobius with Jared Leto. And then they're going to have Doctor Strange, the new. I don't know how many Doctor Strange movies there are.
I think this might be the third one.
The third Doctor Strange movie, and they're going to have that for quite a long time, so most of the month of May. So if you're a Doctor Strange fan,
if you're a Marvel
in like
man,
Marvel, I
yeah,
know the Marvel, they're like
crazy.
a production machine, banging out the movies. But classic movie this week tonight is Clueless, and that's sponsored by Anastasia's Closet, and that truly is a classic, fun movie. Into the Woods is playing again this weekend, the Wild Goose Players.
And you saw it, right?
I saw it last week.
Quick
and,
review?
It was amazing. The costuming is out of this world. I can't even imagine the length of time it must have taken to do some of those costumes. I mean, there's the brocading and all of the detail of the period of Grimm's fairy tales, and the set is very clever, the way because there's a lot of movement in Into the Woods, the way they do the set, and the singing was just amazing. So I would highly recommend it. You can go Friday night at 7:30. That is a masked show, so if you are more comfortable being in a masked environment, then that would be Friday night. Saturday night there's a matinee, or Saturday there's a matinee at 2 and a performance at 7:30, and both of those performances are mask optional. And then Sunday will be the last performance at 2 p.m., and that also will be a masked event. So this is the last weekend for Into the Woods. I'm sure there's still tickets available, and there's tickets in all price ranges. And it's super easy to go to the Bellows Falls Opera House website, click on events, takes you right in, you choose the seat. It's a very simple process. Or you can get tickets at the door. A little more complicated, a little more timely, but easy to do online. Thursday night this week, the Chamber Dinner. This is like a busy week.
Busy week, yeah.
Busy week is the Chamber Dinner, the Community Superheroes. The Community Superheroes have been announced. I'm not going to spoil the fun, but they have been announced on Facebook. There's a combination of local individuals and then local businesses. So tickets are still available. That is it starts at 5:30, and tickets are $25 per person. The money helps support the chamber, and then the chamber helps support the businesses. So it's kind of one of those comes around, goes around things. And then Saturday night, Shona Grill, fundraiser for Rotary. That'll be starting at 4:30. It'll be at the Legion, and it basically will run theoretically until 8 or till they run out of food, whichever happens first.
So it could actually be 5.
So it could actually be, around 5 o'clock, exactly.
I imagine
It'll be a short event.
Be a run on the food.
I have a feeling there is
going
to be because I think I've seen and talked to a lot of people that have just been craving Shona Grill and the maple mayo, and she's doing veggie burgers too, and she's doing salad. So make sure you stop down. And on Sunday is the Women's Club Tea. It's coming back. That was an event that they had to not have for the past 2 years, but it's one of their main fundraisers. So that's from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Masonic Temple. Tickets are available at the Village Square Booksellers, and tickets they're only going to sell 60 tickets this year, so it will be a limited amount of tickets. So it's a great thing for young folks to go with their grandparents, or it's just one of those fun things. And I just want to remind everybody, Guy Payne was here last week talking about Green Up Day. That's coming up on Saturday, May 7th. And just a reminder that the bags are available at J&H, the Saxons River Market, the Town Clerk, and Leasi's. So mark that on your calendar, Green Up Day.
So Chad, thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's that time of year again, isn't it? Things are rolling around, and the focus is going to be moving to
alumni.
Graduation and alumni and everything that's happening a little bit south of town.
Yes, well, Marty's theme was things are coming back, and so I'm actually really happy to announce that alumni is going to be back.
Yeah.
We've had 2 years where we have not been able to have any of our events, and so it's been kind of a sad 2 years. So we're excited. We're going to have full Alumni Weekend. We've talked in the past about maybe we did, those years that we didn't have it, have one or two events, but we decided not to have any events. And we're full force this year. So
And
we're
you're
really excited.
celebrating, it's now 3 classes you're celebrating, right?
So
2020?
We'll be celebrating in essence 6 classes.
Right, because the 50-year
The
classes.
50-year
right,
classes.
right.
So we will go back and we will actually celebrate the class of 1970, 1971, and then this year's actual 50-year class, which is 1972.
Wow.
So I believe I do have some information on that. So the class of 72 will actually have the reunion at the Country Club, and 70 and 71 are going to go together at the Moose. So if you're in any of those
Neat,
classes
yeah.
and you haven't heard anything, reach out to a classmate, but that's where that's going to happen.
And then are they all going to have like, I know the 50-year class, the actual 50-year class that you usually have, they have like a flatbed and that, or is it going to, so the parade's going to have all this extra stuff too, because you're going to have 3.
So we're
50-year
trying to be
classes.
bigger and better than ever. We want this to be the biggest alumni event.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Now that a lot of these 50-year classes are very mobile, some of them will actually put together some floats, and we
Oh,
don't see
neat.
as many flatbeds anymore
Oh, nice,
as we
nice.
did in the past. So, yeah, I believe all the 3 50-year classes will be participating in some fashion. And we just have to block off more space downtown.
Nice. That's what I was trying to think about that, because
Yeah.
you do have them. You kind of you set up a special place for them, so that'll be like
Yeah,
the
we used to
whole
pull that
downtown.
flatbed, that
Yeah,
traditional
yeah.
flatbed in front of the bookstore in
Yeah.
that area. And recently, they've been just wanting chairs. They
Yeah.
didn't want
Nice.
the flatbed. So I do believe there are some accommodations for some of the people who will not be able to walk that trek through town. But we'll have those 3 classes. And you had started to mention we do have 3 graduating classes in essence. So the class of 2020 and the 2021 didn't get to have their time in the parade, and so they did announce their queen in court. We did do that, but they will be involved in the parade as well. I don't think they'll have that traditional wedge, with the
Okay.
girls
Yeah,
on
right,
it. But
right.
that's kind
That
of
was
up
my
to
next.
them.
That was my next
Yeah.
question. Is there going to be 3? Are the
There-
queens? I guess that's a big coordination factor to have everybody gather everybody, make sure they're there, and all that. So that's it.
So
poses some-
2022 will have the traditional crowning downtown. It will not. It will just be the one class downtown before the parade starts for this year's class. But the 3 of them will be. It will,
There's a lot of logistics.
Heather Murphy Hicks is our parade chairperson, and she has a lot of coordinating to do because it's always tradition
Right.
that the graduating class and the 50-year class are right there. But now we have
Yeah.
6 classes
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the front of the parade.
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. I just thought I thought, oh, this is gonna be really fun. But from the back side of it, the planning side
From
of
the
it, oh my
planning side,
gosh.
must be a lot of work.
Yeah, so that's really exciting, and and then at our annual meeting, we will honor the 3 50-year classes. We will introduce and kind of induct in a way the 3 graduating classes as now alumni members.
Nice.
Because that's always that tradition
Yeah,
where
right.
I don't know if I know you've probably been to alumni meetings.
I have been.
You
I
know,
have to admit, I don't go every year,
I do.
but I have been. And there's a tradition of the class coming in,
Yeah.
and then of course you have to go at least once so you can hear Paula Bohosky singing.
But I suggest don't
singing.
sit in the front row.
Don't sit in the front row singing the school song.
And it doesn't matter how tired Paul is if he's built a float, been
doesn't
on a float, been in a float. Even to my time, I mean, I've been out of school close to 30 years. It scares the bejeebies out of me right away.
He gets it going.
So,
Bells Falls ever glorious.
yeah, so that will be, but we're I mean, I'm just going to, if you don't mind, I'll go down. We're going to have our
please.
traditional dances on
Yeah.
on Friday night, June 17th. We will have the Waypoint Dance, where we will have the music is a band called MV19. Not 100% sure what,
Yeah.
but I'm sure it's going to be pretty good. We will have Donovan's as a caterer and as well as Athens Pizza for the food side. And then if you're not into that young, rowdy, type of crowd, we will have our traditional dance at the Legion. And this year, instead of having a band, we're going to try a DJ out.
Oh, nice.
So
that's a good idea.
what we heard is some of them, sometimes it's the older classes, they want to mingle and talk, and sometimes the band can be a little bit too loud.
Yeah.
So both of those start at 8, they end at 12 a.m. IDs are required if you do want to drink. If not, then you just will be marked as a non-drinker. But we have not had that event, we haven't had any of these events in 2
Yeah,
years.
it's gonna be like,
So again, we'd like, get your dues. I know you can, right now you can go to the website, I think we can do Venmo, or send it, just go to our website and there's all this information on that.
And then if you live locally, are you going to be selling
Yeah, we
the
will,
tickets
yes.
at Dairy
Dairy
Joy
Joy.
like in other years?
I think it's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Nice.
So it's Wednesday and Thursday evenings, and then Friday all day.
Okay. And I might want to suggest, you can maybe answer this question. I'm guessing, so the Bells Falls Alumni Association kind of survives with the dues money.
Yeah.
And that's how you operate. That's how you do things. So the past 2 years, I'm going to guess dues money, and I'm guilty myself. I'm going to guess dues money didn't come in.
We did get some.
Okay.
We did email the people that we could. We didn't do our mailings that we normally do, because there is an expense to everything. The band's not free.
Right?
Even the porta potty, all that kind of stuff. So, we didn't have the expenses, but we didn't have that income.
Right,
so
right.
I urge people, if you can pay your dues, pay your dues,
and
even
maybe
if you're
pay a
not
little
coming.
extra.
Yeah.
I think
And
throw in an extra, $20 or whatever.
We
if you
have
can.
we have different things that you can donate to. You can donate to the general fund. You can donate to the scholarship committee. You can donate to the ABC fund. All that stuff. Who has not seen a lot of intake over the last few years. So, in the one thing that I think people should know is, the Alumni Association actually pays for the 50-year reunion. So it's something that we do. So we will pay the 3 50-year classes this year. But if you can, even if you're not coming to the weekend, coming to the dances, if you can, pay your dues. It's a good thing. It goes to a lot of great things. I know the general feel of alumni is to give scholarships, and it's amazing how much money that we do give, not only to graduating seniors but also to second years students from Bellows Falls. So then on the 18th, Saturday at 10 a.m., we're changing this. We used to always have, it's only our 5th annual golf tournament, but we're actually having it Saturday this year up at Bellows Falls Country Club, and that's at 10 a.m. That benefits the ABC committee, and right now my role with the Alumni Association is I'm the past president's chairperson, but I'm also the chairperson of the ABC.
So
and
explain to people what the ABC
Yeah.
is.
so the
for those
ABC
that
is
don't know.
called the Alumni Booster Committee, but when you see those floats coming down, they're expensive. It's a lot of money,
Yes, yeah.
And we've gone away from the traditional stuffed paper, but because the paper's the price has gone up so much, but even everything else, it's expensive. So the ABC committee gives money to the classes. So we give up to $300 to each class that
To help
registers
build
a vote
their- yeah.
to help offset those funds. So for years, we just relied on people to give us money, but we decided, hey, we got to try to make some money. So that's why it's the 5th annual Bellows Falls Alumni Golf Tournament. And it's a lot of fun. It will be a little bit different. I know some people may have too much to drink on Friday night, but hey, come on down. Again, if you go to bellsfallsalumni.org, there's all this information, sign up forms, all that. The golf tournament is only $300 for a foursome, so it's only $75 a person. Which you get your 18 holes, you get you get the golf cart, you actually get food, all that kind of
nice.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
And it's a beautiful
yeah.
course. The country club is a nice course.
Yes, and then we also started to do what we call as alumni games. So we decided years back we had a lull. We didn't have a lot going on Saturday afternoon. So check out the website. There's a boys basketball game going on at 10:30. Boys and girls co-ed soccer game at 11:30.
Oh, neat.
Girls basketball at 11:30 and field hockey at 12:30. So
Nice.
if you've played in the past and maybe it's been 20 or 30 years since you played field hockey.
Yeah, it's been 20 for me.
Come on down, have a little bit of fun. It's not competitive as much as Bells Falls Athletics is competitive. This is not. This is for fun. This is to get people back and
Just
and
one
do
more
some
way
fun
to
things.
Oh, yeah.
reconnect.
Yeah.
which
And
is
not
great.
everyone plays golf, so that'd be a fun way
Correct.
to go back and
Yep.
see your old teammates and
Yeah.
have fun and
Yep.
talk about
So-
those.
And then
past
Saturday
glories.
nights is our traditional reunions and stuff like that, and those classes that have last minute touch ups for their floats, and and then
How
of
many
course-
floats do you have registered this year? I mean, I know
Not a
it's
ton right now.
it's a
I
tiny
think there's
bit
about
early.
3 or 4, but it's a little bit early. There's always talkings of, hey, we're building, but they haven't registered yet.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And sometimes, so I will urge people, if you are building, get a hold of Heather Murphy Hicks. Everything's on the website, but register your flow. That also gets you eligible for the ABC money too.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
So,
and to
that-
win prizes, and that's part of
That's
the,
right.
part
That's
of
right.
the that's part of the pride is how many prizes you have on the front of
Oh,
your
yeah.
float.
Yeah, yeah.
You see a lot of those floats with all those nice banners, and that's something we've never shied away from. We like those banners, and they're nice.
And the
They're
cups. I
durable.
think there's
And the
cups that get
yeah,
retired.
You
Yeah.
can retire a cup if you've won three-gram
Prizes
prizes
in a year.
on that. It doesn't have to be back to back to back. It's just 3 within that time frame.
That's great.
And then so we have the parade on Sunday, Father's Day, June 19th. We'll in front of the Opera House, we will crown the Queen and her court at 12:30, and then they'll be whisked up to the fire station, and we will start the parade at 1 o'clock. Which I think for anybody who's lived in Bells Falls, I remember a little kid watching.
A premier event.
It's just a lot of fun, and these classes put a lot of hard work into.
And then I got to think that people are primed and ready for this. I mean, people always get psyched about alumni, but I think not having it for 2 years, I got to think that
Oh, it's
people
gonna
are
be a
just
big
primed.
year.
So we
and
want it
ready.
bigger and better than ever. So I urge people to come out, be active, and let's have fun.
And you
Yeah.
were mentioning that, so we're just going to do a shout out to anybody in the audience, that the Alumni Association could use, they need to update some websites and kind of get things on cloud storage and streamline emails. So if anybody has IT experience and they'd like to, maybe you don't have a lot of time, but maybe you could donate some time and kind of help, kind of get that all, because that's a lot of,
That is a
everyone
lot of
everyone in
work.
the Alumni Association, it's all volunteer, nobody
Oh,
gets
yeah.
paid, they do it because they love it. So if anybody out there has IT, then you should maybe reach out to
IT, I
Chad.
reach out to myself. My email's on the website.
Okay, great.
And even if you want to help, I mean, the way that happens is people go through our chairs, and it's a 4-year commitment. But there's also other things. I mean, we need people to help take tickets
Yeah.
at the
Doesn't
dances.
Marty always goes around
stuff
every
like
year
that.
with a bucket.
Oh,
You do the yellow berets.
Yeah, yellow berets.
So it does. It takes
I was
it
like,
takes a
what?
lot of people. It's
Oh, yeah.
just
It's been a while.
yeah, it's just not our 4 chair. We have Stacy Reeve as president, Heather Murphy Hicks as our parade chairman. Murphy Hicks is our Waypoint second vice president, and Karen Sudley is our local dues. And those are those 4 chairs. It's not just 4 people.
Yeah, no, it's a lot
It's
of people.
really
Because
not.
you have all your past presidents. that
Past
help out.
presidents and just people that want to help. And if you can help, reach out to me. I can get you in the right place. Whether we talk about float judges, band judges, all that kind of stuff.
Been there,
that
done that
people
on all
don't.
those.
Yeah.
No, actually, I never judged a float. Just
No,
Yeah, well,
I've
never been
see,
a
I've
float
done
judge.
that, and it's quite fun. You get to go out and see it from
Yeah,
the beginning
yeah.
and build up. So,
That has to
you
be
know.
challenging though, because some of the floats are so complex.
we do. We have guidelines, and every class gets it, and you can get
Yeah.
certain points on moving parts or this or that.
Yeah.
It's not just hey, does it look neat? It's
Yeah, there's a lot
how did
to
you
it.
get to from in the old days it was on cars.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
and tractor
And you
trailers,
hope the cars
and now
made
it's a
it
little bit
through.
different. But like how it comes from a trailer or a car
Mm-hmm.
up to what it is today.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
it really is
So
a lot of work, but a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just to transition real quick, because we're down to about 5 minutes, you also wanted to talk about the Terrier Hall of Fame.
Yeah, so that's my baby from high school.
I didn't realize that until I actually found that very long website address,
Yeah.
or link. I found it, and I was reading that. It was was your senior project?
It
Sort of?
was sort of. It was before we had senior project.
Okay.
Like my daughter's doing one right now. She's a senior at Bellows Falls, and she has her senior project where she's developing a web page with her cousin and all that. But like, I was the vice president of the student council, and I lived next to Fran Coyne my whole life. He was 3 houses from where we grew up, and I grew up with Jen and all those. We were the Reese Circle gang, and
Yep.
we would play football in one yard and wiffle ball in another and a basketball in another. But I always looked up to Mr. Coyne, and I said, there's got to be a way to honor some of these people. So it was actually just I was the vice president.
Nice.
And my intentions were like, he embodied what it was to be, what we call is to have that proud terrier tradition. And so with his help, as a high school senior, I developed this plan with him. We went to the principal, Ned Karen at the time, and he says, okay, I approve, but then we had to go to the school board. And that was, as a senior in high school, that was kind of scary.
I bet.
So we went there and they adopted it, and so we did it for many years. And Mr. Coyne was in that first inaugural class, like he should have been. And we've honored so many people. Kind of fell apart around 2000, 2001. And then about 3 or 4 years ago, we started it back up.
Nice.
And we have a strong group with a good set of bylaws. We did fall short one year because of COVID, but since we've started back up, we've had 3 or 4 classes, and so we're looking for nominations.
Right.
You don't have to be, I was inducted last year. I was not the all-star athlete, so it's not that Hall of Fame that you think of. It's were you a great coach, great role model? Did you have that proud terrier tradition and show that with anything? You could have been a booster club president. You could have been alumni president. You could have been a little league coach for 30 years.
I was looking at looking over some of the past recipients, and like you had Mr. Weiser there.
Yep.
He was a principal. Tom McPhee.
Yep.
Mr. Warrius,
Yep.
the Haggertys, then you had a lot of the coaches like Biz and Tim, so it's a pretty eclectic mix. So I don't think there's anyone specific niche of people. It's just that you had to have terrier pride.
It's Terrier Hall of Fame.
And terrier
It's not
support. Yeah.
Terrier Athletic Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You could have been a great athlete, and we do have some great athletes in there. But it's, what did you give? What did you do? How have you helped that proud terrier tradition?
And so I think they'll bring the slide back up, but to do the nominations, they need to go to the website. Right?
Yeah, and there is a
There
lengthy,
we go.
long page, but we're kind of piggybacking with the high school. But if you go to the high school webpage, there's a community events tab, and underneath there's 2 links. There's one to our website and one to our Facebook page.
Okay.
So I would, we're looking for nominations. You can do it online. You can submit it online, or you can print out or request, a page and then do it the old way through the
U.S. postal
Yes,
system.
exactly. But we're looking for nominations. Nominations are due every year on May 15th. We've
okay.
kind of set that May 15th. And then we will meet together and we will vote on a class for about the end of June. And I would like to come back here and introduce those fellow
I think that would be
Nice.
wonderful.
Perfect.
here before he even hits the
awesome.
page and all that.
Oh, great.
So,
Awesome. That'd be
Wonderful.
great.
and that will be the end of June. So
Great.
we'll-
And then
we'll
there's
actually-
a big induction dinner.
We'll do an
right?
induction dinner. We
Yep.
like to try to, if we can do it around the high school now has homecoming. So if we can do it around that, we try to do it because what we do is we induct them at a dinner, but we also honor them at halftime of a football game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So, and like I said, I was lucky enough to be inducted last year, and the weekend was it's amazing. It's a good time. You hear a lot of speeches. Sometimes people said I was a little bit too lengthy last year, but you have a lot of people that help you get where you're at, and it's a really good time.
Well, good.
Awesome. So we are down to seconds.
All
We're
right.
down to 45
Well, thank you for
seconds.
coming on,
Well, thank you
Chad,
for
and
having
good
me.
luck with your graduation and your daughter's
It's going
graduation.
to be a busy year.
Yes.
It's already busy looking at colleges and all that.
I can't
so.
imagine between all the things you're doing
Yeah.
and then all the family things you
Oh,
need
yeah.
to do. It's just
And I
Pretty
fit
good.
work in there sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know how
Work.
you do it. All right, well, that's
All
the
right.
time we have this week. We'll see you next week
Bye,
for
community.
the feed.